Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called BL3 Sandwich by Wiggle, and here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9, such that in every row, column, and designated 9-cell region, there is exactly one of each digit from 1 through 9. We also have sandwich clues, where clues outside the grid give the sum of the digits sandwiched between the 1 and the 9 in the respective row or column. I don't know if it includes this. I don't think it does, but I don't know. We'll try solving it without these being sandwich clues and see if they actually do add up. But anyways, so for example, if you had in this row a 1 here and a 9 here with a 3 in between, that would be valid because the digits that are in between the 1 and 9 sum to 3. And that's an example of how sandwich clues work. We also have little killer clues, where the sum of all digits on the diagonals indicated by the arrows equals the given clue. And digits on the diagonal can repeat. So the sum of these 4 digits, or these 4 cells, must add up to 24. The sum of these 5 cells must add up to 21. The sum of these 4 cells must add up to 27. And the sum of all 9 cells here must add up to 51. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay. So, for sandwich clues, I like basically designating what can and cannot be a crust, which is 1 or 9 of the sandwiches, right? So obviously this can't be, we'll mark them in blue, and this can't be. This can never be a crust, because again, to add up to 3 for the digits between 1 and 9, you can only have a 3, right? You don't have 1 available because 1 is a crust. So that means you have to have the crust be either here or here, and that's a 3. Or, so you could have crust here and here. You cannot have crust here and here, because that would be 3, and then we already have a 3 in the box. You can't have crust here and here. So crust could be here or here. Cannot be here, because it has to be crust with here, and that would be a 3 there, so that's not allowed. Cannot be here, could be here, because it could be those two as a crust. Cannot be crust here, because that would be crust here and crust here, or crust here and crust here, and 3 would have to be one of these two digits, which is not allowed. So this cannot be crust. So this could be crust with that. This could be crust with that. And those are the possibilities. Same with this one, right? What are the you could have crust, crust 3, crust 3, crust, crust. And you cannot have crust 3, crust here. So this can't be crust here. You can't have crust 3, crust here. You can't have crust 3, crust here, but you could have crust 3, crust there. And crust 3, crust there. Okay. Um, hmm. Where are the 3s then? We know 3 cannot be here. because it has to be in between the crusts in rows 1, 2, and 3. So it can't be here. They can't be here either because of the same reasoning, right? It has to be in between the crust in columns 1 and 3. So none of those can be 3, which means 3 has to be one of these 4 in this upper left-hand box. This adds up, so this adds up to 27. We know these 3 must add up to 21 at least. If this is a 3, that would mean there's a definite crust here and then a crust here. But that's 4 crusts in the same box, and we know there's only 2, right? The 1 and the 9. So this cannot be 3 here. If this is 3, that has to be crust here and then crust here. But that's 3 crust in this box. So this can't be 3 either. And therefore, because of the same logic, this can't be 3. Therefore, this must be 3 here, which must be next to crust here and crust here. We have all the crust designated in this upper left-hand box, so these are not crusts, and in columns 3 and row 3. So this cannot be crust. This can't be crust. Since this is crust here, it must be 3 here and then crust here. Same with this. This is 3 here and then crust here, which means there's 2 crusts in this box, so the rest of the box cannot be crust, and 2 crusts in this row, so that can't be crust either. Same with all of these and these. Where is the crust surrounding the 3 in row 1 then? It has to be here. So this is not crust, crust, crust. This is not crust. Crust, not crust, and crust. So this is 3 here, and this is 3 here because of the sandwich clue for column 1 and the sandwich clue for row 1. This is not crust, so it has to be 2 digits in between, adding up to 6, which is mainly with 2 and 4. So it's 2 and 4 adding up to 6, which is between 2 crusts. You can't have more than 2 to add up to 6, so that there is guaranteed that. This is not crust here. What else do we have? This is crust, and if it's 1, which it can't be, that would mean the reason why it can't be 1 is this adds up to 6 and 1 if it's 1. That means that's 7, which means these 2 digits must add up to 27 minus 7, which is 20, which is not possible. So this must be a 9, which makes this a 1, which makes this a 9, which makes that a 1, which makes that a 9, which makes that a 1. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so it's 1 and 9. So this adds up to 15. 27 minus 15 is 12. You can't have 3, 9 here. You can't have 4, 8 here. So this has to be a 5, 7 pair here, which leaves the remaining digits in this box as 6 and 8. This has to be 9. Neither of these can be 9. It could be a 7, 8 pair here. These 3, okay, so how many digits can add up to 24 in the sandwich? You have at most for 3 digits, 6, 7, 8, which adds up to 21. So it has to be at least 4 digits. So that cannot be sandwich. One and 9. Okay, so the rest of row 4 cannot have crust because we have all the crust in row 4. Row 9, where is the 9 in row 6. Can't be here because of the 9 in the box. Can't be here because 9 in the box. Can't be here because, oh yeah, we need the 3, right? So we need the 3 in between two crusts. Well, crust can't be here. If we have a crust 3 crust here, that doesn't work because we have a 3 in the box. You have to have crust 3 crust here. So that's crust 3 and crust. So this 9 means this has to be 1 here, which makes this a 9. Where is the 1 in row 5? Cannot be here because of the 1 in the box. Can't be here because 1 in the box. Can't be here because of the 931 situation in the sandwich. So it has to be here. So this is not something. This is a 1. As a crust. This is 3. This has to be 1. That eliminates crust in the rest of the column. This can't be crust. To add up to 12, you cannot have 5 digits. You can't have that in normal Sudoku either. So this has to be a crust here, which means this is not crust because we have 2 crust in that box. This is then a 9, which makes this a 1. This adds up to 12 here. 9 cannot... This is 9. Okay, so we need a 1. Where is the 1 in column 7? Cannot be these two. Can't be any of these because the one's in the rows and boxes respectively. So this must be a 1 here. That means... I think those were all the crusts, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we know where the last 9 has to be. It has to be there. So that's 9 and is a crust. These cannot be crusts anymore. These can't be crusts anymore. Where are the 3s? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know where the last 3 has to be. It has to be there. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're close to solving it. These 3 digits must add up to 12. And we don't have a 3 available. So it has to be 2, 4, and 6. Because the only other possible combination would be 2, 5, and 5, which has a repeat. So this is 2, 4, and 6 here. The remaining digits in this row have to be 5, 7, and 8. This adds up to 24 here. So these 2 digits must be 45, which is the digits 1 through 9 summed up together, minus 10, which is 35, minus 24, which is 11. So this has to be 2 digits adding up to 11 without 9, without 3. So no 2, 9, no 3, 8. It's either 4, 7 or 5, 6 here. So we're guaranteed this is either 5 or 7 here. Therefore, if this was a 5, 7 pair, that would eliminate all possibilities for this pair. So that cannot work. So one of these is 8, which means this can't be 8 here. We also know in row 8, well, okay, in this lower right-hand box, where is the 2? None of these could be 2 because it must add up to 11. These can't be 2 because the 2 has to be in this set, adding up to 12 here. 2 cannot be here because of the 2, 4 pair in the column, and so this can't be 4, this can't be 7. So 2 has to be here. Okay. This is 4 digits adding up to 24. This is at most then. Can this ever be 2? 2 plus 7 and 8 at most is 17, and 7 does work. Okay, so this could be 2, 4, or 6 probably. Okay, let's look at the 51. I think that might be the easiest one to clear out. We have 391, which is 13, plus 39 and 3, which is 15. 15 plus 13 is 28. 51 minus 28 is 23. And that's the maximum this could actually be, right? Because we already have the ones and nines set. So the maximum here would be 8. The maximum here would be 7 and 8. 7 plus 8 is 15 plus 8 is 23. And that's exactly what we need. So since it's the maximum, it's exactly what we have to have. So this is 7, 8. That forces this to be 8 here. Remaining digits in this upper left-hand box, are 2, 4, 5, and 6. 6 cannot be any of these. So that leaves this as a 6 here. Guaranteed. Okay. Remaining digits here. You cannot have 8. 8 has to be one of these two. You cannot have 5 and 7 because one of the 5 or 7's here and one of 5 or 7's here. So this must be 4 or 6. It cannot be 4 because of the 2, 4 pair in the column. So this is 6, which means this cannot be 5, 6. This is 4, 7, which means this can't be 7. This becomes a 5, 8 pair, which eliminates 5 and 8 in the rest of the row. This can't be 5, so that's 7. Remaining digits in column 9 are 5 and 8 because of the 2, 4 pair here. Okay. Remaining digits in row 7 are 2, 5, 6, and 8. This can't be 8 because of 8 in the column. Remaining digits in row 8 are 4, 5, 7, and 8. This can't be 8 because of 8 in the column. These can't be 7. So 7 has to be one of these two. 8 has to be one of these two. 8 has to be one of these two. Because there's no other place for 8 in column 6. So where is the 8 in row 1? Can't be here because one of these two is guaranteed to be 8. And these are eliminated because this has to be a 7, 8 pair. So this has to be 8 here, which makes this 7. So this cannot be 7 here. Where is the 7 in row 8? It has to be here. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 5 and 7, adding up to 12, which plus 6 and 9 adds up to 27. Okay, this 5 eliminates 5 here, so it's 8 and 5. 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 6 and 8. This 8 eliminates 8 here, and this 6 eliminates 6 here. So whereas the 8 in this upper central box, it has to be here now. Whereas the 6 in this upper left-hand box, it must be here. Remaining digits in column 7. We have 4 and 7. And remaining digits in column 8, we have 2 and... not 3. 2 and... 2 and 6. Okay. So this is done. This is done. It's really just these. Okay. This is 7. If this were 2, that would mean there's no 2 in the rest of this box, so these can't be 2. Where would 2 have to be in row 9? It would have to be here. So this would be 2, 7, and 2, which adds up to, what, 11? And you can't have a single digit add with 24 minus 11, which is 13. So this can't be 2 here. These add up to 21. So this is 9 already. This is at minimum 4. That's 13. If you had 8 here, that's guaranteed 21 in these 3 cells, which is not possible. So this cannot be 8. What's the minimum? What's the minimum actually for these digits? You have 2 and 4 because you can't have a 3. So that's 6. 2, 4, 2, 4. So that's 6 and 12. Plus 9 is 21. So since this is the minimum and that's the actual amount we need, this has to be a 2-4 pair. And this must be 2 and 4. So that eliminates 2 in the rest of the box and the row. So this becomes a 4-6 pair, which eliminates 4 and 6 in the rest of the row. So this is 2. This 4 eliminates 4 in the rest of the row. So this adds up to 9. And the 24 minus 9 is 15. So this must be 15. This cannot be 5 or 6, so this has to be 8 and 7. Right? 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 7 is 22, plus 2 is 24. This 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 5, which means this can't be 5. That's 8. This can't be 8. So it's a 5-6 pair here. This 5 eliminates 5 here. So we have a 2-4 pair in column 2, which eliminates 2 and 4 in the rest of the column. This can't be 4. This is 6, which means this can't be 6. It's 4. The remaining digits in column 4 are 5, 6, and 7, but this can't be 7. Where is the 7 then? It has to be here. So this is 5 or 6. Remaining digits in row 2 are 2 and 4, so this is 2 and 4. There's no way this adds up to 21 in between. There's no way this adds up to 24 in between, so this does not act as a sandwich clue. Remaining digits here in column 1 are 2, 4, and 5, but because of the 2-4 pair in the box, this can't be 2 or 4. So this is 5, which eliminates 5 here, which means a 2-4 pair in this box, which means this can't be 2 or 4, so it's 5. Remaining digits in column 3 are 6 and 8. Remaining digits in this upper central box are 2, 4, and 5. This can't be 5, so this is 2 or 4, which makes this a 5 here. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so it's 6, which makes this 5, which makes this 6. 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 8 and 6. This 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 2 and 6. 2 eliminates 2 here, so it's 4 and 2. 4 eliminates 4 here, so it's 2 and 4, which makes this 2, which makes that 4, which makes that 2, which makes that 4. 4 eliminates 4 here, so it's 7 and 4. 8 here eliminates 8 here, so it's 5 and 8. We have 2 and 7 remaining. This can't be 2 because 2 in the column, so it's 7, 2. That leaves this as 5 and leaves this as 4. Interesting. Feels like it's not quite very easy. It seems it's like a little bit more difficult than very easy. But would it be easy level? I don't know. Everything flows pretty straightforwardly, but you have to do a lot of math involved. And there's also a decent amount of sandwich. Yeah, I would classify this as easy, not very easy, but I mean, it is what it is. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.